Welcome everyone to the workshop for overcoming the fear of change and the fear of the unknown. Now, know that if you're not manifesting your dreams, it's because you are in resistance. It's because you are blocking your dreams from manifesting to you. And know as well that without the next information that I'm going to share with you in this workshop, my dreams would be still in the quantum field of potentials and not in my life reality. And my students' dreams, same. Know that without the next information that I'm going to share with you in this workshop, my dreams and my students' dreams would be probably still in the energy field, in the quantum field of potentials, and not in our life reality as they are. Now, why is this? Well, because to change your life, to manifest your dreams, is uncomfortable. If you expect to change your life a lot and to manifest so many things without getting uncomfortable, well, know that that will probably not happen. But if you just want to manifest one or two things and change a little bit your life, it will probably happen. Now, I'm going to explain why it's important to know that you are probably going to get uncomfortable in the process of manifestation. And I'm going to explain through science why this happens in the mind, in the brain in the first place. And that was the key for me and for all my students that manifested their dreams to get going, to not trust the mind, to keep pushing into the other side, for you to quantum leap into your dream made manifest. I'm going to say it again. If you want to change your life greatly and you want to manifest so many things, know that you will probably feel uncomfortable. And it's important to know that is normal, is the usual, and actually is a good thing. Because then you will not stop your process of manifestation thinking that, well, you are not good doing this. You are not doing right your meditations. You are not doing right reprogramming your mind with in mind songs or with self-hypnosis. And you will just stop. You will give up. Well, I'm going to explain why you shouldn't do that and why, again, to feel uncomfortable while doing the work to reprogram your brain in this academy is normal and a good thing. This will empower you to keep going no matter how you feel. This is the secret, and that's why this is the first workshop in this academy. Now, know that your brain is objective. Your brain do not differentiate between what is good and what is bad. It only gives you what you program your brain to give you. But now you can say, well, no, because I want to feel good and my mind is feeling bad. Well, that's because you're putting your attention in that limiting in that bad emotions and you're creating more of them. You release the neurochemical blend of emotions in the center of your brain when you feel those emotions consciously or subconsciously. And when you put your attention on them, because now I feel bad, you are going to create more of it. You are giving the order to your brain to create more of that emotion. You are the free will. This is the scientific explanation of free will, because you are the free will that chooses all the time what to feel, no matter what you are experiencing. Now, why I explain this is because your brain is subjective and do not differentiate in what you like and what you don't like, what is good for you and what is not good for you. It only gives you where your attention is and what you feel subconsciously and consciously. This means that you are in an autopilot, that every day you are thinking and feeling more or less the same thoughts as you had yesterday. As I expressed in some of the video in this academy, 90% of the thoughts that you're having today are the same thoughts that you had yesterday, unless you do something about it and you force your brain to change the way it thinks and it feels. This leads to the next, and is to the fact that when you force your brain to change, because in this academy, we force the brain in a way to change the thoughts because we reprogram the brain. When you do this, your brain will feel uncomfortable, will not understand what is happening because it will be missing the usual chemicals, the usual emotions, your day by day limiting emotions, your day by day normal state of being. And your brain will fight to get that state of being back because it will think that you are committing a mistake. The brain works so well and is your best friend. It has nothing against you. all the opposite. It will give you exactly what you want, to the point that when you are missing the pills, like imagine that you have a pharmacy, which is your brain, which is true. Like actually, your brain is a pharmacy. So imagine that you are missing those pills. You're missing some pills. You are missing the pills of frustration, of lack, of fear, of worry, because you are doing the reprogramming in this academy of feeling joyful life, gratitude, abundance, already with your ideal love partner, with your specific person, already in a mystical experience. You are forcing your brain to become different, to create new neural pathways, to create a new neural map, a new state of being. So this means that your brain is missing the usual emotions of fear, of anger, of resentment. So it will try to help you and to release that chemicals back in your brain. And now because you missed it, because you missed those pills, you were raising and elevating your state of being, creating new emotions, new pills, new elevated emotions instead of limiting emotions or the usual emotions. Your brain will try to help you again, and it will release the missing pills. That's why you feel uncomfortable. I mean, when I get that, I clicked and I became unstoppable for life. Because once you know this, once you know that when you're doing the work to change and you feel uncomfortable, it's normal. It's just your brain feeding you those missing pills of those limiting emotions of that old self, that emotional state of the old self that you want to change. You just ignore the brain. You don't care anymore how you feel. You don't care anymore if you feel uncomfortable, if you don't feel good, because many people experience, and me as well. And I started to feel uncomfortable and I kept pushing because I knew this. I could understand that my brain was trying to help me because it thinks, well, imagine that's a person, that's your best friend, and it thinks that you missed that brain diet, those pills. So it will give you those pills. And because now you are missing it again the next day, it will give you double. Now, wait for this one because this one is very important. I just said double or triple because now your brain can predict that you're going to miss those pills again the next day, is going to generate more of that chemical, maybe the same day or the next day. So you have enough in case you forget to take it. This means that you will probably feel even worse than when you started to do the work to change. It makes sense, right? I'm going to summarize this because you will be forcing your brain to release new chemicals, new emotions. Your brain is not used to that emotions, it's used to these other emotions of yourself. Because again, 90% of the thoughts and emotions you feel every day are the same unless you do something to change them, which is exactly what we do here in this academy. So you change your mind, your heart, your state of being, become magnetic and manifest your dreams. When your brain perceives change, it will generate more of those missing limiting emotions or old self, and it will force your brain to take it thinking that you're missing those pills because it's trying to protect you, because it thinks that you forgot to take your usual brain diet. That is why you will feel probably uncomfortable during the process of manifestation, because your brain will be just like in shock, like you are feeding new chemicals that the brain doesn't know what to put them, while helping you to release against your will the missing pills that you did not take from your old state of being. Now you have this mix of neural chemicals. Your brain will probably go to the normal neural pathways of the limiting self, because that neural pathways, remember that neural pathways are the repetitive thoughts that you had over and over and over again. And we have between 60 and 70,000 thoughts a day. This means that it will probably win the old neural pathway, the old self, the old thought. So it's literally a war in your brain. It's a fight because you will force your brain to mark, to think all over again that new neural pathway of elevated emotions and create those new ones. Remember that we have neural plasticity, the ability of the brain in molding, in changing. When you stop using your old thoughts, your old neural pathways, that skin of the brain, that pathway, will heal, and then it will be substituted by the new thought, the new pathway. Now you will be automatically thinking in greater ways, in elevated ways, without any effort. It makes, again, total sense. And that's why it's so important for you to know how the brain works in the process of change. Because then when you are in your house trying to meditate and you cannot, and it's so difficult and it's so hard and it's so uncomfortable, and oh my God, I want to stop. This is so difficult. I think I'm not good with this. You will just know that's your old self talking, that's your brain releasing the old self, the limiting self, even more for you to stop meditating, because to meditate is not the usual brain diet. So your brain will try to stop you thinking that it's protecting you from this unknown. And this leads me to the unknown. The brain doesn't like the unknown. It loves the familiar, the known, but it doesn't know the unknown until the unknown, it becomes the known. Because it only wants to make sure that you're not committing a mistake. That's the good news. Because the brain has neuroplasticity, it will only try to test you a little bit for some and a lot for others. In my case, I was tested like very much by my brain. So it will test you, and you will have to make the choice and the decision over and over again of, no, this is my new self. This is my new self. As we learned in the Guess Who game. The Guess Who game is one of the videos and is the base of this academy that you can find in the Academy Fundamentals library. So as you learned in the Guess Who game, awareness and exercise, reality is created by the decision that you make moment to moment in who you are and who you are not. So your job then is to say to your brain, to communicate to your brain, to express to your brain, I am this, I am not that. So then sit down and meditate. Your brain will not like it, whatever. You will feel inner hell in a point, but no, that's normal. You have to keep pushing through, because behind the door of change is your new self, is your quantum leap waiting for you to become you. So meditation, it will feel super uncomfortable. Changing the places that you go to have a coffee even will feel very uncomfortable, because you will have to embrace the unknown, and you will have to stop doing the copy and paste every single day, so your brain perceives that that's experiencing a new reality, a new life. Because if you keep being the same and behaving the same and acting the same, you will manifest the same. The same state of being manifests the same reality. So again, the exercise expands even in little things, such as experiencing another coffee place to have your coffee, such as watching documentaries if you're not the type that likes documentaries. No, just watch documentaries of nature. Planet Earth is amazing. Just to experience something different. The exercise that I proposed as well, that's very simple, which is to change the position of the soul in your kitchen. So when your hand goes to reach that thing, it will not find it here, it will find it here. Or change your shampoo. This is part of the same exercise. Change your shampoo so you smell something different in the morning or at night before you go to sleep. You have to experience different things to give the order to your brain that you are becoming a new person, that you're experiencing a new reality. All these exercises, I created them myself for myself. And they work wonders with all my students, because I didn't have any help, like any idea of how to experience a different mind. So I just created different exercises. Now, all these changes will be a challenge for your brain. But the most important thing is only to know that normal, again, to feel that you are challenged, to meditate, to wake up with joy for existence, even if I don't feel it and I don't have any reason to feel that. It's uncomfortable because you are opposing your brain, and your brain will try to protect you. Okay, so this is the most important video for you to overcome the fear of change and the fear of the unknown. Now, the unknown is where your dreams are. If you want to manifest something, it's because it's something new in your life. It's something that you haven't experienced yet. That's the unknown. So if you want to manifest the unknown, which are your dreams, you have to embrace the unknown. You have to push your brain into the unknown. One day, know that you will just click and you will just feel that you are not a slave of your body, of how your body feels, of how your brain feels. You will just become fearless of change. You will not fear anymore the symptoms of uncomfort, and you will just keep pushing because you will understand, oh, well, that's my brain that's stopping me from reading this book that I need to read because I want to create new pathways in my brain. By the way, learning something new is something that the brain loves to do. The brain thrives when learning something new because you create new connections. So you can read, for example, my book, The Law of Becoming Making Sun Matter, or any of the books of Joe Dispenza that I recommend in the books section in the resources. If you're doing the work well and you're going through all the modules and you're really focusing and going through the meditations and listening to your in-mind songs, then again, it will be normal for your brain to be a bit overloaded. And when you try to focus on something, either if it's reading or watching a movie or listening to someone, you can feel anxiety. You can feel a panic attack about to happen because everything is going to be new and you are just forcing your brain to experience more of the new. But you need that because the opposite of not doing that and stopping when you feel uncomfortable, when you are trying to read and you cannot focus and you're feeling anxious, or when you're trying to watch a movie to relax and you cannot watch it and that is creating even more anxiety. When you are stopping that because it feels bad, because it doesn't feel good, what you're doing is literally to write a prescription of that fear to happen, of that anxiety to happen, of that panic attack to happen. Because the reason of fear is the fear of fear. You're fearing the fear. So when you stop fearing the fear, and even if you are not feeling good and you're feeling anxious again or with a panic attack about to happen, but you keep pushing no matter what, no physical matter what, doesn't matter how your body feels, how your mind feels, how your heart feels, you keep pushing, you keep reading, you keep watching that movie, you keep meditating, you keep doing your self-hypnosis before drifting into sleep. Doesn't matter how you feel. Now you're becoming fearless. You're becoming unstoppable. Because once you go through the fear, instead of stopping here because a monster may be behind the door and you're not opening the door, but you can feel the monster and the door's closed and you just know that's darkness and the monster is behind the door, but you are just suffering it without even knowing if that's the truth. But that's how you feel when you don't walk through the fear, when you don't feel the feeling and you avoid it. You just create a bigger monster. But when you open the door and you go through it, that this is like the most amazing exercise I know to overcome fear. When you walk through the door with your arms open, and you just go and feel it, and you see that that's nothing there. No monster, no darkness, no nothing. It was in your mind. And guess what? You're done. You are not in survival anymore now in your first, second, and third energy center. You are now in your heart. You are now in creation. You are now have the space and the energy to create your new reality, to create your new neural map, to reprogram your brain with ease, to manifest your dreams, to become the vibrational match of your life unlimited potential. That's the click that it will happen right after the click of embracing the fear of change and embracing the unknown. The ultimate click that we want to be in is the click of being relaxed, is a click of I'm going to go for it no matter what, because I'm not feeling how I feel anymore. Because I understand that's my brain trying to protect me. But the brain will get used to the new neural chemical, to the new emotions, to the new elevated emotions, as it got once upon a time used to the old self, to the limiting emotions. You program it into existence. So as you did that neural map that you no longer want to be in, you can create a new one. You just have to keep giving the order to your brain of who you are and who you are not. The guess game. Every second that you exist, every second that you breathe, every second that you are, I am, you are affirming yourself into existence. So every second you have to feel who you are, who you want to be. And if your body's telling you the opposite, no, but I don't feel good, but I will never make it, but this is so hard, I should stop, just keep saying and expressing and feeling, I am not that, I am this. I will keep moving, I will keep pushing. I am it already. My dreams are already my reality. It's just my brain trying to make the last effort in feeding me those neural pathways, those neural chemical blend of emotions that I am not longer giving to my brain. Once you know this, how can you stop? It's impossible. You will just go through it. You will go through this academy and you will learn to ignore how you feel and ignore what you see in the outside world, in your environment. Like, you will not believe the environment neither. Because if you look that you don't have your dream yet, that, well, you don't have that money yet, that you don't have that opportunity yet, that the love of your life is not yet in your life, you will just know that that's your brain again questioning that and releasing that chemical of doubt. You will literally change the relationship you have with your mind, and you will just understand what it's doing all the time. In this example, you will just become aware of, okay, is releasing the emotion of doubt, but I cannot doubt my manifestation, otherwise I will stop it from happening. So you will release the opposite chemical, because it's kind of a balance war what it will happen in your mind when you are reprogramming it. Okay, so then when you acknowledge the doubt, you will release the chemical of belief. You will just give the opposite of whatever you know that you have to feel. And here are some of my exercises that you know that I love to create and to give. And one of them is to expand a little bit in the exercise of opening the door to face the monster, for us to release completely the fear. So this exercise is challenging, but then you kind of like it. And I created this exercise because I meditated in 2 years, like 2,000 hours. Yeah. And I never meditated before. It was just like I overcome my body. I didn't like it. Of course, I didn't like it at the beginning. Who likes it? At the beginning, nobody. I don't think so. And I'm talking about 5 minutes of, I'm amazing. I'm talking about 45 minutes meditations. I'm talking about an hour and a half meditations. The 10 minutes meditations that you have in the morning and night are perfect for you to boost, to set your mind into change. But if you want to create like for sure change, if you know that you really have to push yourself through that river for you to be in the other side, because you have to break through, then you should push yourself to sit down for longer, for sure. So I created the monster behind the door exercise for myself because I could feel that. I was with my eyes closed meditating, and I was just like dealing with so much fear and anxiety and panic attacks and darkness. It was like I don't have words to express how like limiting I was feeling every second. And yeah, I'm trying to express it, but it's really impossible. So what I did then is to acknowledge, obviously, that I was in fear. I was terrified. So I visualized that I was in the darkness, absolutely in the darkness, and it was this invisible dark door. Like I would not imagine a door. Like, you can imagine a door if you want, but it was just like the awareness of it's a door in the darkness. And then I will move literally, like I will not move literally my body, but I will literally move in my imagination, in my visualization, myself into that place, into that door. I will go through it into the other side. And while going through it, I will raise the fear of what is behind that door, what is behind that space in between me and that I fear so much. You have to raise the fear. Remember the exercise of the volume control to feel that you are abundant, that you already manifested your dream, whatever that is. Well, this one is the same, but instead of elevating your emotions, you will feel in purpose very bad, because there is no other way, I'm telling you, to heal from fear, from anxiety, from panic attacks, from worry, from frustration, from all this dark limiting emotions if you don't walk through them. Okay, so raise the volume and feel even more fear. Like feel even more fear. Like just whatever you are feeling that's not good and that you is making you feel bad. Double it and then triple it, and then just keep raising that so challenging emotion. And instead of being paralyzed and freeze like this, breathe in that emotion. Okay, breathe it. Then, if you are in the meditation state, remember that you have to breathe in and out from your nose very slowly, very slowly. So just breathe in that limiting emotion. And then when you like cannot be more bigger, then walk through that door, knowing that there is a monster behind it, that there is the darkness behind it, but you don't care anymore. Okay. You don't care. You don't care what is behind the door. You don't care if it's good, if it's bad. You become neutral. Neutrality is the divine key point. And yeah, I love to explain myself with my eyes closed. So, because I can really visualize it and see it. Like I've been there in this space of darkness, walking through the door. So then you do this and you do this over and over again. In one point, you will feel nothing with that door. You will be just like, well, I'm good. I I don't fear what is behind the door because I already went and there is nothing. So then all that fear of the unknown, that is why the visualization of the door, because you cannot see what is behind, but then you cross it and there is nothing. Okay. So this is like the exercise to overcome fear. And now I'm going to give you my next favorite exercise, which is another creation of mine that I love, which is to use virtual reality. Yes, I said that. Virtual reality. I created once upon a time a video on my TikTok with me with the virtual reality glasses in a virtual reality center. So there is a game there. There is many games that you could do that I mean, they're very scary. You have like this thing that goes super high and low and that raises so fast and you feel that you're gonna like fall, but you're not falling. And then you have like the zombies one, you have the ones that chase you to kill you. Well, you have so many scary games. The exercise that I'm going to propose is a scary game because we want to overcome fear, right? So my favorite game to do that are not zombies games or racing cars or things like, no, no, no. Is the one, well, breathe in, breathe out. I'm going to say it. It's a bit shocking, but it will make sense, I promise. It's the one that you put yourself in an elevator. It will bring you up into a very, very high building. And the elevator will open and you will have like a wooden like thing to walk on top. You will look down and you will know that's real. That's virtual reality because it looks real. And you will feel and you will hear the wind and the atmosphere and the environment and everything will look so it's going to happen. I'm going to jump. Your body will start to know that you're going to jump, that you can fall. Oof, that's a big one. I don't know if there's a worse exercise, a scarier virtual reality. Like that's for me the one that's like really because you're doing it to yourself. There is nobody chasing you. It's just you taking one step and another step and positioning yourself there to jump because that's the game. You have to jump. Why? Well, because you will feel that your body is believing the experience. Your heart will race so much. Like leave in the comments how was your experience with this one. Again, this is a virtual reality game, okay? Obviously, don't jump from your balcony, okay? So virtual reality game. This game you can find it in my experience in all the virtual reality centers. So and you can buy it as well if you have the glasses and the equipment in your home. You can actually watch these videos on YouTube. They are so much fun of people that they jump, that they do this game and they jump, but they feel that they're going to jump for real. So they really jump and they jump against the TV, against the wall, and they crash things. So like it's a disaster, but so much fun. Just remember that you don't have to jump, that you don't have to crash, like just by stepping one step, normal step. Okay. You know what? I'm going to link below my video of TikTok. It's exactly what I'm going to do for you to see that you can jump, just putting one foot like on front of the other, and you will just jump. Now, the game here and the exercise here is to feel that your heart is racing, that the experience is about to happen, that you will hurt yourself, but no, because you know that you are in a virtual reality game. This will lead me to my third exercise, okay, which is the lucid dreaming exercise and the last exercise within this workshop. So you will acknowledge that you are not feeling good, that you are feeling all this vertigo, all this like fear, like very high fear. And you will learn to self-regulate in that very challenging moment. Again, if you do this, if you can self-regulate in that challenging moment, you can self-regulate anywhere, with any situation, anywhere, with many challenging situations in your day-by-day life, with many challenging state of beings. Like if you have a fear in your day-by-day life, well, compared to the fear of jumping, that will be probably not so much. Again, depending in what you are experiencing in your life, of course. So this exercise is so powerful. You will be there about to jump and you will regulate. You will put your attention in your heart. You will feel soul awareness. Remember, we work with soul awareness in this academy, and you will just raise the awareness that life is a game, that life is a dream that's happening, of course, like you feel things, the experiences are real, but that everything is okay, that you have the free will to feel that fear or to not feel that fear, that you are unlimited, that you are completely fine with embracing the unknown, and in fact, is fun. And then when you keep wondering and just feeding your mind and your heart with that awareness of invincibility, of fearless, of embracing the unknown to the maximum, like there is no maximum, to be unlimited again. When you feel that powerful, then take that one more step. With that decision, remember that a decision well made moves so much stored energy that can create a whole neural map in a second, instead of investing so much hours in meditation and in the other reprogramming exercises that, of course, I encourage you to follow. But if you feel that you're changed in a second, of course, you are already it. If you feel that your dreams are already your reality and your new state of being is already your reality, even if your dreams are not there yet and you can sustain that state of being, then you can stop doing all these exercises and you can just meditate because you love it. Because you love it. You love to feel that you are one with the divine. You love to practice your ability to become fifth dimensional. You love to practice your ability to be in the now for longevity or whatever it is. Okay. Then once you jumped, you just feel grateful and do it again. Just do it again. And you will just feel that after 2-3 times, you will feel nothing, which is exactly what we want to feel. We want to become neutral because neutrality is what manifests, because the quantum field is neutral. Even if we feel that's polarized, we are polarized beings, but the quantum field is only polarized in nature because it's an electromagnetic field. So it has these magnetic fields that expand through the awareness of what is and what is not. And here, the lucid dreaming exercise. This exercise is so good and so simple. Know that we are lucid dreaming our reality. It's a scientific fact that life is a simulation. Like you can look videos on YouTube as much as you want. It's a scientific fact that we are living in a simulation. Okay, so it doesn't mean that reality do not exist. Experiences exist, and all that exists actually are experiences. So you're feeling it. It's existent, okay? But at the same time, it's a simulation game. Many people say that life is a dream. Maya, actually the word Maya means illusion. So it's not a dream, it's a lucid dream. And you are just a divine being with amnesia. You forgot about this. Your plan was to experience this life when you projected into this body to have fun, creating your reality moment to moment. Because you know that you will be lucid dreaming, but you forgot. And now you're not even in a dream, like you are in the total amnesia, unconscious, okay, of it. If you are in the third dimensional mind and so on. So now, this awareness is this exercise. That's it. With the next, ask yourself, if you knew for sure that you are lucid dreaming your reality, what would you do? You will become fearless. You will send that email. You will go for whatever you want. You will speak the truth. You will be authentic. You will walk as you own your existence because you do. You will stop being people pleasing because you fear their opinion. You will not fear to have nothing and to be broke. You will just have fun with the process of creating, even if you have to struggle. You will not fear life in general. Now, this is the truth. This is the reality. You are lucid dreaming your reality. All of us are. Now, install that belief and that awareness. This workshop will make you invincible. I know, because I became invincible. And all my students, when they apply all this successfully, they become invincible as well. And now, to finish this workshop, reprogram your brain with the In Mind song, Embracing the Unknown, that you will find on makingsamara.com. This song is one of my favorite of In Mind songs, of this manifestation music that I created, that I composed as well back on 2020. I started to compose them when I had my near-death experience, and I came back to my life and body, and I started to download all this information about the science of manifestation, of awakening. I was one with the information. I could just know. And one of the information and one of the things that I downloaded was the creation of In Mind songs, of the first manifestation music. That's science-based as well. So I just started to write all the science behind it. And then I looked for it, and I did the research, the neuroscience research related to reprogramming your brain with my songs, with my manifestation music, and everything was a match. Of course, it was a match. I mean, I downloaded the information from the quantum field when I was very much awakened, when I was so fifth dimensional that I could travel to dimensions and I could time travel. I could travel to past lives. You have to watch the module of enlightenment, of awakening, where I share my story, my enlightenment story. If you experienced the fifth dimension, being enlightened, please drop a comment below. Now, Embracing the Unknown In Mind song. This song is absolutely beautiful, and it will reprogram your brain to embrace the unknown. So every time you feel fear during the day, because this song is catchy and will stay in your mind all day long only by listening to it one time a day. That's the whole point of this song, that they are catchy. So they are like a takeaway within you vision board. So only by listening to it one time a day, you will have it playing all day long in loop, in repeat in your mind. So you don't get unconscious, forgetting your decision to change and to reprogram your brain. And during the day, when you acknowledge, using your metacognition, your self-awareness, that you are feeling change and you are feeling the unknown, well, you'll have this song that it will affirm, because it contains affirmation lyrics declaring that you are already experiencing the unknown and that you love it. Like, in a way, read the lyrics. They're super, super nice, simple, based in neuroscience, but so nice. And this song will just like remind you to be in the I want it, I'm ready, I want to embrace the unknown. I want to receive it all, no matter the matter. Yeah, that's Embracing the Unknown. Listen to the demo on the web, makingsanmara.com. Remember as well, every time that you acknowledge this In Mind song, Embracing the Unknown, within your mind, to feel the emotion, okay, because we need that release of the chemical blend of the emotion of embracing the unknown, okay? For you to feel comfortable embracing the unknown, it will force your brain to do so. Use it as well to self-hypnosis. Go to sleep with this In Mind song in your mind, so then you wake up already in the quantum leap state of being of, I love to embrace the unknown. You have to love it. You don't have to be comfortable with embracing the unknown. You have to love it. That's the point that you have to get in for you to really achieve results, for you to become fearless. Okay, so I loved this workshop. I hope that you too. If you want to share your experience with this workshop, write below in the comment section. See you in the next one. And remember that if you want to become anything you want in your life, you have to become it. To become it.